Okay, so you heard us mention co-production quite a lot. Let's talk about co-production. And what is co-production? Co-production was a term that was coined by economist Eleanor Ostrom in the 1970s and is commonly understood to mean a relationship where professionals and citizens share power to plan and deliver services together, recognizing that both have vital contributions to make in order to improve the quality of life for people and communities. One of the most powerful ways to build trust is through co-production. Designing services with communities, not just for them. At ARCC, we've seen that trust grows when people feel that they were a part of the process, not just passive recipients of decisions that were made elsewhere. Co-production isn't just about seeking opinions at the end, it's about meaningful involvement from the start, identifying needs, shaping delivery, and evaluating success. A great example of this could be seen as some of the work that ARCC has been doing with statutory partners on safeguarding, especially around domestic abuse and mental health. We helped to reshape how information was shared with South Asian women. We recognise that the role of family honour, fear of judgment, and immigration plays in their willingness to seek help. So when public sector professionals listen and adapt their approach, for example, by working with female facilitators and delivering content in community languages, engagement and disclosures increase. You can see a direct correlation to the changes. So in the example I gave you really, shows that co-production transfers some power back to the hands of those who we serve. Just a little something for you to think about. Think about a service or policy in your area where you could open the door earlier to community input. Where could you shift from consulting to co-producing? I've been shown the sign to finish up soon because I'm hoping there'll be a couple of questions. So how does this connect to the civil service vision? Everything we've discussed today directly links to the civil service vision of being skilled, innovative, and ambitious. Trust building is a skill. It takes empathy, listening, cultural awareness, and community intelligence. Co-production and community collaboration are innovative. They unlock new ways of solving old problems. And reaching those who we've historically left behind, that's ambition rooted in equity. If we want a modern civil service that truly works for everyone, we need to invest in relationships, especially with those who've been left behind, because trust has to be earned, not assumed. So some of my final thoughts and key takeaways. First, trust isn't just about good comms or one-off consultations. In communities like ours, trust is built through consistent, co-created action. It's about follow-through, not just engagement. Second, co-production is powerful, but it only works if we shift from consulting to co-creating. Basically giving people genuine power to shape the services that they use. And third, if we are serious about inclusion, we need to start with those most often left out. This means prioritising community voices that are often seen as hard to reach, but in fact, they are seldom heard. Moving on to what you can do. So ask yourself, where in your work can you start opening the door earlier to community input? Even small changes matter. You could also support work that's already happening. Volunteering is a great way to do that. I've heard that civil service get paid volunteer leave, and that's often underused. We would love to see more people. We're in the voluntary sector. We would love to see more civil servants using that time to support perhaps community-led work, whether it's in mental health awareness, digital exclusion, or even helping young people's voices to be heard. Trust isn't built in sessions like this. It's earned over time. But if we work together, stay curious, and commit to learning from each other, trust can be rebuilt. If you want to learn or connect with ARCC, if you want to learn more about our work, our website and socials are up on the slide. Thank you for listening, and I would like to invite any questions or thoughts.